All right, Oxford school officials are trying to turn a corner and restore some trust.
And they're announcing new safety measures for this fall, including electronic monitoring, armed guards in all buildings, plus a gun-sniffing dog.
Now, in an interview you're going to see only here on 7, the school board president is talking to 7 Action News reporter Jim Kurtzner. He is going in depth about what happened last November.
The school board president hopes this interview and the new safety plans will change course in this community.
I know you're angry. I know you're upset. In some ways, I think every right to. You need answers.
The school board has been under intense pressure to provide those answers, and one of the most outspoken has been the father of Tate Meir, killed in the shooting.
What would it do for the kids if the school stood up and took ownership on their part in this?
The board president reveals they were closed up in a room of handlers, attorneys, PR advisors, and too numb to act on their own.
From the very beginning, Jim, the voices in the room, and I'm not going to say it's a singular voice, said that we should avoid conversations about that day or anything surrounding that day because we're not supposed to upset the prosecution.
Meaning the alleged shooter and his parents were in court and headed to jury trials. But this spring, prosecutor Karen McDonald made it clear Oxford officials were free to act and even do an independent third-party investigation. Board president says they were not told that directly.
Well, if there's a question, you can reach out to her. She'll take your call. You're the board president out here. She'll take your call.
And eventually conversations did take place.
Publicly, the board continued to stall. We talked with parents who are still skeptical today.
Do you know what happened? Do you know who did what moment by moment by moment as the school board president?
Close. Yes. We've walked through the building as a board. We've had timeline discussions.
The evidence in the criminal cases, there were warning signs with Ethan Crumbley, the accused shooter, before it happened. On the day of, he was sent to the school counselor's office, met with his parents, who refused to take him home. They were too busy, they said. Ethan was returned to class. The shooting happened hours later. The counselor testified in the criminal case. He thought Ethan was suicidal.
Was this preventable in your mind?
I don't get to speak from my mind because I speak as a board president with other board members. And there are some things that I want to say, and I don't know if I have permission to say from the prosecutor. I mean, I can see, after something's over, I can see the could'ves, would'ves, and should'ves. In the moment, we got to make those calls. He's not sweating. He's not doing anything. The counselor's watching. He is not stumbling. He is not fidgeting. He's not wanting his backpack.
There's a court battle over releasing school surveillance video that sources say show everything in the shooting. The prosecutor does not want it out, even in the civil lawsuits. Those parents can come in and see it.
Have you seen the video?
No, I won't.
I'm told it's awful.
I went through the walkthrough with officers and things, and that's as much as I need.
The Uvalde, Texas school shooting happened last month, and more information has come out about what happened there inside that school than Oxford that happened back in November. Does this change now?
Let the facts speak and let the chips fall.
I would be interested. I'd like to talk to the other board members. I mean, one of the things with this particular interview is that I had to tell them that I'm doing this without getting their permission, and I don't want to go too far without their consent as a board.
A lot more healing to come. Will this interview and his answers help? In Oxford, Jim Kurtzner, 7 Action News.
Important that more people are speaking. You can watch the full interview, Jim Kurtzner's full interview with the school board president, the Oxford president, on our website, WXYZ.com.
Certainly a lot of news